Hello, ladies and gents, and welcome back to Alpha Reviews. It's incredible, ain't it, Franco? We're back.
Yeah, yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Finally,
Finally,
after a long time.
after a long, long time. So it started off with me having a bad back, Franco being ill, finishing up college, Franco preparing for uni. I start work. It was all getting in the way, and it was just one thing. Oh, and you were hungover one night. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, great shame, Franco. It's all your fault. But we're back, and after, if you can remember, after I spin the wheel, it landed on the Deer Hunter, and I watched the second half of this. I finished off today in preparation for this. Franco finished it a couple of weeks ago, so I'm curious to see where we're coming in from this. Deer Hunter's a really fun example of a film to do because not just the film itself, it was kind of what started the whole Oscar
Mm.
thing where people would where like studios would campaign their films for Oscars to get it to full publicity. Not only that though, but this was like one of the first like mental health films that kind of came out and was like a big thing. I guess I'll start first because Frank usually goes first with how he thought. I liked The Deer Hunter. I'd say it's good. My issue with it was that I thought the first hour and a half went on far too long.
Yeah,
And I guess kind of I struggled to really understand the meaning of it. And if we hadn't spoken to Jacob and he kind of gave us some context of it, I would have been clueless as to what to think of this film.
yeah, I agree. Also, I thought the whole like setting up for it, and obviously it's meant to show sort of like, oh, how happy they were before. I thought they could have done so much quicker. The whole wedding scene went on for
It's
so
it,
long.
when it goes from the wedding to them in Vietnam, it's
Yeah,
an
yeah,
hour and a half in, and it's like Jesus, you're
yeah,
killing
yeah. It
me
was like
here.
an hour and a half of just a wedding. It was like just you were watching a wedding sort of thing.
I get it's really, really, really trying to like lay out these characters and
Hmm.
like tell you about them. You want to get a character for them, but they could have done it in half an hour.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
an hour and a half. It was painful to watch, and like I just yeah. So that was my main issue with it. And the thing I found interesting with Deer Hunter is that I've been told before it was like one of those emotionally draining films. I felt really different about it. I kind of felt like it is very much an emotional roller coaster. It has its ups and downs. It has its depressing moments. Has its funny moments. How did you feel about it?
I agree. I thought the ending was very sad. The whole like bit with Christopher Welken at the end, when he
Hmm.
sort of forgets everyone is, that was really sad. You know, but yeah, I did feel sad, but like I don't know. I sort of thought the beginning I felt really sort of like it was a chore finishing the film off, sort of thing.
It's
It's
like
weird.
it's not like I felt like it could have been paced better. That was my issue with it, and that's the thing. It was a 3 hour film that felt like 3 hours. I
Mm.
didn't feel like by the end of it, I'd been on like an emotional journey, and the
Yeah,
film
yeah.
kind of just took me away. I very much knew I was watching it when I was watching it. Um, I guess it's kind of this film's so layered. I guess it's kind of like hard to know where to start. But what I'm curious to hear from you is who was your favorite performance in this because it's got quite the
Yeah,
ensemble.
it's got a lot of good cast. Robert De Niro was really good in it, but I think they're all really good in it. But I think Robert De Niro, because he's the one in it the most, and sort of it's mostly his sort of journey and stuff.
Hmm.
He's But Christopher Walken is really, really good in it, especially towards the end in that last sort of scene with the Russian roulette. But yeah,
I'd always heard that this was like Christopher Walken's film, and after watching it, I didn't really feel like that. I feel like they all kind of complement each other well. My
yeah,
favorite might have actually been Meryl Streep. I thought she was really good in it. Like
yeah, yeah.
it was her first Oscar nomination of many, and the type of character she's playing, she has to play like a very like emotionally upset woman,
Mm.
but she can't just show it. She's not like crying all the time, and to do that and to still feel her pain it's a feel so kind of natural is one of the hardest things you can do as an actor
Yeah,
or actress. And Meryl Streep's almost kind of become a joke at this point because she gets nominated for loads of awards, and everyone seems to love her, but I wouldn't say it goes completely undeserved. Like
no, no,
Meryl Streep's fucking
yeah, yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah. And also, I really like the person who who plays the guy who had to play Russian roulette and ends up in the wheelchair towards the end.
He's a good
I
one.
forget his name, but he was really good in it as well.
He was a good one. So kind of Deer Hunter, it's kind of it basically I think Jacob was telling us when we were talking to him off camera, he was saying to us that like Deer Hunter is kind of about how or the amount of men who had PTSD afterwards, and it was like, because before, I think the attitude towards mental health all around the world, but in America in particular, was quite poor. I don't think it was something
Mm.
taken seriously, and like you obviously hear about people like Nixon and Kennedy who didn't take it
Yeah.
seriously, and then once all these men were coming back from Vietnam, it was like kind of like this like mental health like revolution in the US because they couldn't ignore how mentally scarred these men were.
Yeah, definitely.
What?
What was that?
I hate motorcycle. You have the same
Oh, is
issue,
it
don't you?
Murs? Yeah.
It's
Or
such a pain.
you know, it's even not motorbikes. It's people with like music blaring outside the windows.
What did you make of the runtime for Deer Hunter?
What was it? 3.5 hours? Or was it
3 hours and 3 minutes, I believe.
See, the last half, it definitely makes sense. But the first half, it could have been cut down to so much shorter.
Well, that's the thing though, because an hour and a half of it's the wedding, and I think it could have. This is a 3 hour film that should be 2 hours because they could have cut a whole hour out of that.
Yeah.
Because literally after a while, it's literally just like people doing what they do at weddings, and I'm like, I don't get the point of this anymore. It's just going on. And at that point, I was getting bored, and at that point, I was getting worried because one, I was thinking, am I watching the right film? Because I'm seeing no Vietnam yet. Two, I was just thinking, if this film's this slow, I don't know how I'm going to cope. But then as soon as we go from that scene where they're deer hunting to Vietnam, where they're being like held and hostage, it really takes a turn because that is one hell of an emotionally intense scene.
It's a really good scene. It's
a brilliant scene.
Yeah. Especially when they have to like go against each other. It really and they're sort of shouting at the Vietnam like Viet Cong guard sort of thing.
And the use of sound in that scene is really powerful because it's like kind of like it's because they're shouting, you can hear the helicopters, and we're going to get to the Oscar in a moment because I've got another Oscar quiz for you.
Oh, God.
We're bringing it back. But I thought it was just a really amazing use of sound. Like the level of intensity it adds to the scene is incredible, and it sticks with you. It's so like horrifically intense. It's horrible.
But also another thing about this, because I watched this after, because I think it was the first sort of proper Vietnam type film to actually be released.
Yeah, I think did Apocalypse Now come out first?
I think so.
No. This came out a year before Apocalypse Now.
Okay. But also because I watched like I don't know if Full Metal Jacket came out before this because I watched those.
Full Metal Jacket was 87.
Okay, because I'd watched those sort of two Vietnam films beforehand, I'd sort of like the tone of the Vietnam film sort of like been in my main memory, but when like watching this, it completely changed like every tone of a Vietnam film.
Yeah,
and I sort of really like that. It's a completely different sort of tone, and it showed like the real like true sort of dark, like depressive side of the war and stuff.
It's not like hip hop, like fast paced, fun war film. I mean, in that sense, you are right, and it's because we had a lot of it. We had Platoon, we had Apocalypse Now, we had Full Metal Jacket. Vietnam films were like, we were soldiers, and Mel Gibson film. Like there were a lot of like Vietnam films, and I think to give Deer Hunter credit, I think it's kind of what started it, and there's passion behind them.
Definitely.
So, if you had to choose a weak link in this, what would you say it was?
The weak link.
It could be anything, like scene, a character, anything.
First half. I reckon.
We keep coming back to this first half.
And I reckon the first half. Was the most, and the scene where they're sort of just running around, but after the wedding, when Robert De Niro just runs down the street naked, it was a bit.
I forgot about that. That is a bit kind of. I think
it makes sense. It's sort of this sort of talk like him and Christopher Walken have after that makes sense and stuff. But that scene,
Yeah, so I want to kind of, I guess we've kind of given our thoughts. I kind of want to go into this Oscar history because it's a passion of mine, and we keep coming back to the Oscars on this, but this is actually a really like big one because this was basically before the Oscar review does like this just kind of glitz glamorous night. No one took it too seriously, but then basically they were having real struggles with marketing this film. They made it. It cost. I don't want to lie to how much it cost. So the budget for this film was $15 million at the time, which isn't like it's not incredibly high, but that's probably about a good 60, 70 million.
Yeah, yeah,
So they kind of like they spent a lot of money on this thing, and basically they were having a massive issue where they knew no one would want to go see an emotionally draining 3 hour long Vietnam fest. So they had this idea where they were like, if we can get this a lot of Oscar love and really like get that hype going, if we can get it to win some things, we know that this can be something. So they did that, and then as soon as it won all these Oscars, and then they were putting it all over the poster, and it kind of had this it kind of started this thing where like people would now go, oh, that won an Oscar, I'm going to see that. You don't get it much in this country though, do you? Like, I don't think people really care too much about it here.
Not not really. Like, I think most people think if it's a good film, it's a good film. Like, Oscars don't really like determine sort of like here. Like, as far as I know, like Oscars like don't really determine.
No, they don't. And
if
like,
it's because it's all about opinion really.
and in America, the attitude's more like, oh, that won an Oscar, I'll watch that. Whilst over here, it's like, don't really care. If I like it, I'm gonna like it. Okay. Well, we're gonna maneuver. We're gonna go straight to the Oscar quiz. So
Okay, oh god, here we go.
here we are. So it's always something to look forward to. 51st Academy Awards. Okay, Franco. So give you a bit of a background. It was held April 9th, 1970. Wow, that's quite a late Oscar. Wow, that is quite late. Who was it? It was hosted by Johnny Carson. I've no idea who that is. So Deer Hunter won 5 awards. Now, can you? And then it was nominated, won 5 awards, and it was nominated for 4 others. Can you? So first of all, what were the 5 that won, Franco?
I reckon best actor / actress.
Pardon?
I reckon best actor.
No, didn't win. Going for the winners, then we'll go to nominations. So,
oh right, okay.
So what were the 5 things it won?
Best score?
Nope.
I need to look at the Oscar thing. I don't know what the Oscar.
Oh, you're slowing it down again, mate. You're dragging it down.
Oscar. Best supporting actress.
Nope.
Best supporting actor.
Yep. That's your first one correct.
There you go.
Christopher Walken was nominated for actor in a supporting role and won.
Yeah.
So, your second winner.
I don't reckon it won Best Picture.
It did win Best Picture.
Oh, never mind.
So, well, I shouldn't have given it to you away, but oh well, I've done it now. So, 3 more left, Franco. Intense music in the background. Dun, dun, dun. I'm gonna do what I did last time. Put the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire music in the background.
God's sake. I reckon. Could it have won Best Original Screenplay?
Nope.
Never mind. It will. No, it wouldn't have won Best Cinematography.
Nope.
Couldn't have won Best Visual Effects. Couldn't have won Best Makeup. Is that it? No, it couldn't have. I'm trying to find all the animate, all the bloody. All right, Oscar categories. Here we go. Oh. All right, here we go. It couldn't have won Best Director.
Stop saying it couldn't have won. Stop guessing. Right, you got what? So yeah, it did win Best Director.
Oh, did it?
Well, you got to remember, if to win Best Picture, the best chance to win is that you should get a Best Screenplay and or Director win. So yeah, it got Best Director.
Is that 4?
That's 3. You got 2 more left.
Okay. This is so anticlimactic.
Afraid I'm going to rush you, Franco.
Oh, please don't. I'm trying to find them.
Time's running out.
Have
you got a list of all the Oscar
I think
categories.
yeah, but was it a book before?
No. Gives you a little clue to the nominations when we get to it.
Yeah. Is it one best sound editing or sound mixing?
I'll take it. It won best sound because this was before they split the categories. So yeah, it won best
Okay.
sound. There's one more left.
And I guess I think there's only one left. That's actually it. Did it win best? What's it called? Film editing.
Yes, that's the one.
There we go.
So there's your 5 winners: best picture, best supporting actor, best director, best sound, and best film editing. How do you feel about those editing wins? That editing win.
Well, the editing, I don't think I've seen the other films. So
let's
I
have a
don't
look.
know.
So let's have a look at the other nominees. So in best picture, The Deer Hunter was nominated and won. So and then the rest other best picture nominees are Coming Home. That's the one with Jane Fonda in. Heaven Can Wait, Midnight Express, and an unmarried woman. I've heard of all of those except from an unmarried woman. So
Midnight Express, really?
yeah, have you seen that one?
Was that the one with Robert De Niro again?
No, I don't think so. No.
Oh, that's the one in the Turkish prison, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I haven't seen that yet.
So, I mean, yeah, I guess I can say that out of those 5 nominees, I give it. I mean, I do really like Coming Home with Jane Fonda in, so maybe that would be right behind it. But I can live with that. So, best director, Michael Cimino. I'm really sorry if I said your name wrong, sir, but I think he's dead, so it's fine. Was nominated and won. The other nominees are Hal Ashby for Coming Home, Warren Beatty for Buck Henry, Woody Allen for Interiors, and Alan Parker for Midnight Express. Again, I'd say, yeah, I'd completely agree with that best director win out of those nominees. I can't really say there's any that kind of stick out apart from him. I mean, this was like back, and this is the interesting thing. We always say this. You never really know what to make of the Oscars until after.
Yeah.
Until time's gone by and what's actually remembered. And I think that's really interesting because there's like 3 of them which aren't and 2 which nobody gives a shit about now. So best supporting actor, Christopher Walken won. Then Bruce Dern was nominated for Coming Home. Richard Farnsworth was nominated for Guns of Horseman. John Hurt for Midnight Express, and Jack Warden for Heaven Can Wait. Sound. Oh, Superman was nominated. Superman lost to Deer Hunter. That's kind of surprising, to be fair. And then best film editing, The Deer Hunter won. Oh, that's weird. Superman got nominated for best film editing. That's odd. The guy who edited the move your face back. You're too close to the camera.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right, mate. So the guy who won best film editing is a bloke called Peter Zinner, and he edited The Godfather and Lost End. So I think they did big time, which is partly why he won here. And I guess once you get past the wedding, after the Vietnam bit and onwards, it really picks up pace.
Oh yeah.
Makes an hour and a half feel less longer, which is really helpful for this film. Anyway, Franco, back to nominations.
Yep.
So there were 4 So there were 4 things / people that were nominated that didn't win. Can you guess?
I reckon best actor got nominated.
Yep.
Okay. Let's go back on my thing. Best actor. Best. What's it called? Best screenplay.
Yeah, I'll take that. Best original screenplay.
Best cinematography.
Yep. One more.
Best score.
No, it didn't even get nominated for best score. No.
Oh, okay.
I'm not even sure if it had. I'm trying to look. Score didn't get nominated anywhere, so I can only imagine that maybe it didn't have an original score, so it did qualify.
Best actress. Like the woman who made actually close.
You're close.
Oh, best supporting actress.
Yeah, that's the one. There we go. So yeah.
I thought best supporting actress won in best in actually won. That's why I didn't say best supporting actress.
Oh, okay. No. It was only nominated.
Okay.
So best actor went to Jon Voight for Coming Home. The other nominees were Warren Beatty, Gary Busey, Robert De Niro himself for Deer Hunter, and Laurence Olivier. Best Supporting Actress that year, Meryl Streep. It was her first nomination, but she didn't win. Maggie Smith won for California Suite. Haven't even heard of it.
Neither.
Screenplay written directly for the screen, as it was called at the time, went to Coming Home. And then Best Cinematography went to Days of Heaven. Okay, that's kind of weird. Okay. Okay, so anyway, back to Deer Hunter. That was our Oscar break. I guess in terms of as a film, do you think it holds up kind of in its message and as a film in general?
It does have a very big message to it. I personally found it really, the whole stuff when he sort of comes home, and there was loads of sort of scenes where there's no speaking, it's just sort of them looking at him, or him looking at stuff, and obviously it's not the same way as he did once before. I found that really sort of repetitive and sort of boring sort of thing. I didn't really get on with the film a lot, but however, that last sort of 10-15 minutes were really, really good. I really enjoyed.
I guess I don't really know how it was viewed at the time. I think a lot of audiences today. Oh, gonna yawn. I think a lot of audiences today would find this film, like you said, a bit repetitive and boring. I think its first half lets it down, and I think the reason why you can maybe think you like it more than you do is because that second half really leaves you on that high, for better or for worse. I do wonder if just general audiences in 1978 did enjoy this. Because the Academy don't tend to go with films they don't enjoy, so it does show that maybe clearly at the time people felt differently towards it. At the same time, though, when you look at other precursor awards, it only won 1 Golden Globe for Best Director, so it shows that they had that late break, and clearly they were campaigning it. So that's interesting to look at. Kind of looking at those wins, would you say they're all deserved?
Yeah, I reckon Best Picture was definitely deserved. Best supporting actor definitely was deserved. Best sound, I reckon so, because again, the sounds like you said in that Russian roulette first scene. I reckon they were very much well given sort of thing.
Well deserved, I think, is what you're looking at. Yeah, I agree. I think that the sound in particular really adds to the emotional intensity. I've got to be honest. I mean, looking at those nominees, I guess it's deserved. But my problem with Christopher Walken's character, he kind of just goes in the film. If you know what I mean.
That's
for a little while.
When Robert De Niro comes back, he's sort of Christopher. It was sort of like Christopher Walken sort of finds that guy and starts working with him, and enjoys the mad rush from Russian roulette. It's weird, but
I mean, let's be honest, he's lucky that he lost when he did. He had a good streak. I don't understand how it's possible. He just kept going.
True.
Fucking Russian roulette, man. Honestly, what would you play Russian roulette for? What would have to be on the board?
I wouldn't.
You're not for anything? Anything at all? So, you're told you can have your dream job, dream house, dream woman or man. It's a free world. You wouldn't do it?
I don't know. Probably not.
It's just, it's not like you got to keep going till one person dies. It's just you, and they say you got to do it once.
I think it depends on what state I'm living in right now. If I'm living in a decent house and saying no, but if I'm living in the gutters, then I may.
You were going to kill yourself anyway, so you might as well take a chance. But it's a win-win.
Yeah, true.
So, looking at them, I'd say that Best Director is definitely deserved. What about film editing? Where do you stand on that one?
Well, I haven't seen the other films, but the way the film's edited, it's nothing out of the ordinary or extraordinary. It's perfectly fine, really. So, yeah.
Yeah. You know how I work at a bowling alley?
Yeah. Hollywood
Fucking,
Bowl.
there's that bit in it where the guy runs into like the bowling
Oh,
thing
the
and as it
bowling
goes down.
pins.
Let me tell you now, technology these days ain't even that good to save him. If that happened back then, he would have been crushed.
Really?
Like when I saw it happen, I was like, oh my god, he's gonna die. He's on like some sort of like drug overdose, and it's like, and they just pull him out. I'm like, what? And something else to tell you, it's a common misconception because like they were like making a joke like, cat Meryl Streep slipped on the floor. It's actually a common misconception that the reason they get you to wear those special shoes because of floor slippy is actually in case you drop a bowling ball on your foot. So they like get you to wear like the hard ones. But today, unless you're wearing high heels or open toe shoes, you're allowed to you're allowed to go down.
Mm.
Yeah, which makes our lives easier.
One thing that did confuse me about the film is I thought that whole group was going to be going off to Vietnam, not only like 3 of them. But when they turned up in Vietnam and it was only like a few of them there, I was a bit confused. I thought maybe they'd been like lost or something, or maybe they have died. And then it's just like a little welcome home party, and I was really like,
yeah. I mean, that's weird though, because I thought all men got drafted off to Vietnam, but I was doing my research and it turns out that like you had like a calling card, and then like the people who they thought were most fit to go were like put near the top. But then like if like you were considered like unfit, like you were like fat and unfit, they'd put you near the bottom. So that's probably what happened. Like they had like a calling card and they were like then like drafted. It's quite scary to think though, because like at least with World War II, I think all men were just sent, and then at least that way you knew where you stood. Can you imagine how stressed out you'd be if you know that you might be called out to die? That would keep me up at night. That would be stressful. In a way, I'd kind of be hoping I just get the call just so I know it's happening. I know what's happening.
I suppose so. Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you think there should have been something I put in my notes was that I think there should have been a lot more Vietnam, if you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could tell what they'd been through, but I couldn't feel the full extent of it because you only really had that scene, and I get the whole point of it. It's not meant to be showing the war; it's meant to be showing the emotional
side of it,
damage of it. But how am I supposed to understand it if I don't kind of like see what they went through?
Yeah. I see where you're coming from, and I also see, I do agree, and I do think like that one Russian roulette scene was very good, but I don't know. I feel like there could have been like one scene when they sort of go up the boat and stuff, and they see them, and they have to like have a little sort of like tiny little like battle, like only like a little like I think one
battle. What is it? I love it. Like what, like Pirates of the Caribbean.
I think one extra scene where they have a little sort of like gunfight would have been good, but it's still a really good scene.
It's a brilliant scene that. And like I just kind of like wish there was kind of like more like maybe it's just something else, like maybe like you see in other films where like they're like hiding out in a building and they're captured again, or they had like fight. You had like so like it doesn't have to be like them talking. It could just be like like the tension building, so you can really feel what they've been through. But I don't know, like maybe if like we live in a world where that was the case, it would have been worse. But I kind of felt like it could have had more of that.
I cut this out, but when you said hiding in a building, I immediately thought, and I don't know why. I cut that out, but I don't know why. That's why you see me laugh. That's why when you edit this, you'll see me laughing when you're talking about like hiding. I'm just thinking.
Don't take my word for it. Do you remember when Jacob was here and he was like, "Oh, I don't think my work will like me saying this." I was like, "Oh, we'll bleep it out." I never bleeped it out. I just forgot, so it was in the episode.
What?
He was talking about his work and how they won't like him saying like the things he was saying. So I said to him, "Oh, we'll bleep it out." I forgot.
I'm sure the work. I'm sure like Jacob's work's not gonna watch. Like
that was a long episode. I don't think they're gonna like watch through the whole thing.
I haven't watched it. I've like skipped through sort of the stuff. Yeah.
Have you watched any other episodes like Philly?
I haven't watched the second one.
You didn't watch the Brokeback Mountain one?
God no.
You don't want to go back to it?
I don't know. I feel like I don't really need to because I'm in the conversation sort of thing. Like, I don't really need to sort
of. There. Do you remember much from that conversation though? Like
what, the Brokeback Mountain one?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie. No.
Fair enough.
My brain went focused on the microphone rather than anything else.
Yeah, I said that to Eric. I was like, I think he went quiet because he was embarrassed by his microphone incident.
Really?
Yeah, and Eric was like, "Oh, fair enough." Yeah. Oh, that was at the time. It was a little bit
actually torture. Like I actually was thinking of just like leaving the call and just going to bed.
Really? Jeez, I
What?
didn't realize it was that bad for you.
No,
Well,
it's just that
it would have been awkward, so I'm glad you didn't, mate. Is all I'm saying.
yeah, that's how, yeah, just hearing the little disconnect noise. Like, oh, he's gone. Oh, he's white.
His Wi-Fi's gone. Oh, we'll take it from here. Nah, it's all right, mate.
Take it from there.
Anyway, have you got any final things to say about Deer Hunter? We've had a good 40 minutes. I think we can wrap up.
Again, again, it's a very good Nam film, sort of Nam, but like it's not. It's definitely sort of like it's a good. It's a very.
You're
good,
saying naan, like naan bread.
no, like it's a good film. It's definitely like it's sort of like my least sort of favorite Vietnam film compared to like Full Metal Jacket.
Oh, that's
now.
rough. But no, I'm
But
with you. I'd
yeah,
say I like Apocalypse Now and Full Metal Jacket more in terms of Vietnam films. Deer Hunter's still definitely a strong one. It just doesn't have as much of a rewatch value. It's a bit too long for its own good, in my opinion. And I get it, that's what it's trying to be, but I just don't. I'll watch it again maybe at some point in the future, but it's nothing I want to immediately watch. If you know what I mean? It's just a good film, really.
Yeah.
I
agree.
Do you want to rate it out of 10?
I give it 5.
I thought you liked it more than that.
It's that when the whole sort of stuff, I don't know, I found it so boring. Like,
oh, it's all coming out now.
it's just the whole sort of stuff when he comes home, and it's just Meryl Streep and him having this weird sort of love affair going on.
Yeah, I never understood.
That never really goes on. That explains it really. Yeah.
And like the whole Meryl Streep being abused thing goes away pretty quickly. So.
Oh yeah, the dad just maybe he's dead. Who knows?
So yeah, I don't know what's happened. Yeah, that is actually a good thing you bring up. But I gave that a 7 out of 10. I like it. I respect it a lot as a film. I agree the first half drags on and gets a bit boring. But
I thought even when he returns home, it goes back to its old roots.
So Franco's had his say. He's thrown his shots. Anyway, I guess it's time to do our spin the wheel.
Come on, B, you ready? Still okay? Yeah, okay.
So, spin the. Oh wait, shit! I was wrapping up one thing. Spin the wheel. Spin the wheel. Spin the wheel, and it's gonna land on. We are doing L.
Alright.
Okay, so it'll be our first foreign film, Franco.
Oh, it's fun. Okay.
Yeah, nice. Foreign French film. It's a. Oh, do I still have the Blu-ray of it? Please tell me I do. A B C D. Oh, did I get rid of it? Fucks. Oh, that's great. I've had to either buy it again or rent it. Oh well. We'll be doing L next time. Franco, do you know much about L?
No, never heard of it.
I'll leave it on this. It is the film that Emma Stone stole the Oscar from Isabelle Huppert from. But we'll get to that next time. But anyway, we'll leave it at that. Franco, you got anything to say to our listeners or watchers if you're on YouTube?
Thanks for watching, I suppose.
Yeah, cheers. Always appreciate it.
Yeah.
If you're on YouTube, Spotify, Amazon, give us a subscribe. See you in a bit, I guess.
See you next time.
In a bit, geezers.
When we record the next one.
In a bit, yeah. It may not be another 2 years, but we'll see you again. All right, in a bit, everybody.